Greetings, fellow Dagorans, and welcome to episode for the, well, it's meant to be on the 19th of September 2014, but due to scheduling conflicts, it is going to be up on the Saturday of September 2014, and we're going to start off, first, before we get into the news, with a celebration. We have reached a landmark of 200 subscribers, haven't we, George?
Wait, no. 201.
Well, 201 isn't a landmark, 200 is the landmark.
200 is a landmark, and the funny thing about this, I went to Connor when we started the YouTube channel, 100 by year game, when we had like 10, 15 subscribers. He laughed it off. He was like, haha, no chance. We have doubled that. We have doubled that target, and fine.
Yeah, my prediction was immediately, was it 80 I said, George, by Eurogamer?
I think he said a bit less than that.
Yeah, I thought something like that, sort of 75 maybe. I said we'd maybe just get that, and that was like being my idea of aspirational, and we beat that by quite the distance, and I'm very, very happy. A happy man.
We are very happy. It's a good day, because today I've had my family round to my 18th, and in 3 minutes I turn 18, so good times. Very good time.
My day has been fairly average until now, so we'll go into the news. Yeah, a crap day. So, the news this week, we have got a live action trailer put on by Corridor Digital. We've got about SOM to do with PC reviews. Then we'll talk about a few ways to buy the game on Green Man Gaming in Steam. Then there's a couple of interviews to go through, which is nothing much new, with businessfinancialpost.com and Entertainment Weekly. And then we finish off with our community segment with our fellow Dagorans, which have been so gracious. And all 200 of them have submitted a question, saying, how are we so great? Yeah, and
I feel like I need to correct you when you say 200. It's 201, Connor.
Yeah, well,
we got 6 today, didn't we?
Well, we have 7 today, because when I woke up this morning we were 194. Before I went to college, I checked the net, we saw 194, and I was thinking maybe gain 1 today, maybe gain a good 1 flight so we could keep us going to Eurogamer, and then I come back from work today, and then I got my laptop, about to ring you to record this episode, and looked up and I saw 200 subscribers, and I was like, holy shit, and couldn't get in touch with you. And
I'm sorry, but it's
understandable. It's understandable. Yeah, it would have been nice for you to let me know. But anyway, right.
I'm sure I did.
When did you let me know?
I'm sure I told you at one point. I might be wrong, but I'm sure I mentioned. Yeah, I've got my family round on the Friday, and then Saturday I've got all my mates round.
Never heard this.
But
well, they don't care about this anyway. The fellow Dagorans do not care. So let's go into the first bit of news.
They made to go Shadow Mordor a day late.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go into the first bit of the news, which is the live action trailer put on by Corridor Digital, and it is sponsored by Warner Brothers.
Yes, some people believe that originally was a fan made, I was one of them. But after a little bit of research, I have found out that it was not, and it was officially sponsored by Warner Brothers, and I am officially turned 18. I thought I mentioned that because I'm happy. But yeah, it's an official sponsored thing by Warner Brothers, and it's very hidden as well. It's right on the bottom of the description. So
yes, I had a look at the video and looked into the description, and they make it misleading. They're like, check out for this awesome game, check out here, and then there's like all the credits, and at the very bottom it says sponsored by Warner Brothers Games.
I think they made it look like there's fans, people who are enjoying this game so much they want to make a fan-made trailer for it.
Yeah,
but that's what they tried to go for, kind of style.
Yeah, and it's a good tactic, to be fair. I think a lot of people will still not know. Well, other than the fellow Dagorans, other than all 201 of you, will probably know that it's like, well, it's made by Warner Brothers, funded and made by Corridor Digital. So like, here's the thing that Corridor Digital do. They do it for different games, like action trailers, and yeah, it's just a way to build up hype. And I think they put it out at the perfect time, to be honest with you.
I agree, because it's good build up hype. Quite a lot of people, and it was in Mission Inside Gaming as well. They mentioned it.
They mentioned it.
They don't mention trailers much. They just take a piss out of every trailer. They just go, yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah, great show. Watch it.
Yeah, so like you've got to set me on track now. So like George, you went like if you had the choice now to have like a live action trailer or just like a normal gameplay trailer for like you preferably now, which one would you have? Like, if
It's too. I think the best way to go for it right now is probably a cinematic because we've seen quite a lot of gameplay. We know what the game's like. We've seen a lot of gameplay. We've seen all the live streams and everything else. So I think there's enough out there, and a nice cinematic live action trailer can build a little bit more hype. Like definitely does it. Like, they showed on the gameplay, and they released an advert, TV advert, which is pretty cool if you've seen it.
I have seen it many times.
Which is pretty cool as well. So it builds a bit of hype about it. It shows, oh, this game's quite cool, even though you don't see any gameplay footage. But you know.
Also, don't forget the Elder Scrolls Online. They did it pretty well. Like they had action trailers that loads of people were talking about. Yeah, so yeah, I agree with you perfectly. I think now that we've seen all the gameplay, there's nothing much new for us to see. Like we've kind of seen all the different modes. I think the main thing for this game now is build up the hype, and I think that's what they've done is going like with things like with YouTube channels like the Media Cows and PewDiePie to kind of get up the recognition and we had questions about the hype of the game in the last 2 episodes. Like 2 questions saying like, does the game have enough hype? Will the game have enough hype? And after one day, I'm not sure how many views it has now, but after 24 hours after the video was uploaded, it already had over 1 million views. So and this is like, it's a well-known channel, but it's not like huge. It's not like us sort of thing. It is like it's a big channel. This is kind of a thing that they do, but I think. Yeah, I think this kind of is going to get people talking.
I think it's gained like 1.19. I think it's gained like 100,000 today.
Yeah, so it's done well for hype kind of view. Because considering now it's a pretty much a random channel, people are going to be going like Shadow of Mordor. I'm looking into this, and then they're going to flick around and they're going to look at us.
That's to say, if we can tell the hype's happening when by looking at our views before E3, we'll get 100. Less than that, 200, 100, 200. Now we get over 500 without a doubt, and some episodes, quite a few of episodes reach 1,000.
Well, on one of them we're above 4,000.
Above 4,000, which is incredible.
I know, that's like, it's rather sensational. So, yeah, should we go into the next bit of the news?
We shall.
We learn from conflicting reports. We'll talk a bit first about the main news, and then we'll talk about the conflicting reports after we've talked about it. But Shadow of Mordor is not allowing PC reviews to come out prior to release. So, George, do you want to kind of express your views on the matter first before we kind of get into the conflicting report side?
Well, obviously they have no faith. Well, it could pretty much shows that you don't have much faith in their PC port. We've known from not day one, like a few weeks into the news channel, that this is a fully console-controlled game. That this game has been designed, made around the next generation of consoles, and they've obviously made it around the PS4 and Xbox One architecture. And when they ported around the PC, probably a month or 2 ago, and we're like, shit, this is not, and this as well. And if you PC gamers out there, you know how badly optimized game is. Like GTA 4 is one, Watch Dogs 1, DayZ's 1, Minecraft's not even that good, well optimized for PC, and it can leave a bad experience. So, but I don't want to release the PC code because if the person reviews that PC code, it might not be a good experience, so they might not release it. But if they release the normal Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4 code, they'll go, oh, this game's good, and release good reviews. So, you know. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, completely agreed. Like I've said before, I think the majority of people buying this game are buying it on a console, whether it be mainly next gen, but also there'll be some people buying it last gen. I think the people buying it on PC is going to be very minor compared to the other two, compared to that in sales. And we had conflicting reports. Like there was an article from GamerZone saying that reviews in general from consoles and PC were not going to be used, but then George did some research and looked into the matter on a range of articles, and it was established that no, the GamerZone are wrong, and the
exact report.
And the console reviews are coming out first, are able to come out prior to release, and it's showing more faith, like you said, George, in the console product, and I think to be honest, I think that if you've got a console or a PC, like buy the console version. Like you, George, you're confirmed console purchase now, aren't you?
Pretty much, yes, I am.
Yeah. So what kind of tilted that option for you? Because you said earlier in the year that you was kind of on the fence, mainly leaning towards the PC copy. But what kind of made you go fully console?
That with every gameplay we have, God, on PS4, we have not seen any other parts or anything like that.
Exactly.
So, you know, so this kind of shows that, oh, this PS4 game, we know how it runs on PS4. Well, this definitely certifies it that the PC code may not be as good, but you know, PS4, you know, considering I'm a very split gamer when it comes to PC and PS4. Like I like my good Ultimate Dave, as he is called, but my PS4 down there is good old reliable and not old, good new reliable technically. And I play with him quite a lot. I play my PC quite a lot. Split, but some games are just destined. Because of that.
Yeah, you've actually
me up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, you know, I'm split, but some games are always destined to be better on the consoles. FIFA, driving games, Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, you've just summed me up basically with that sentence, that split, because I think I've actually in this past month played more games on the PC than I have on the console. Yet, like you said,
like I said, some games are destined to be better on PC. Some games are destined to be better on PS4. It's just how it happens.
Exactly. It's like League of Legends, Civ.
I make jokes that PC masturbating all the time because it's with my IT class, but we all know that now and then it's good to put control, yeah, chill out and play a video game. Like my PC, I could watch, like for example, I watch YouTube videos on my PS Vita on my bed, but I always get questions asked, why don't you just watch me on your computer? Reason for that, my desk chair is uncomfy as fuck.
Exactly.
I want to sit on my sofa, where it's nice and comfy, relax, and watch some videos. The same with that with some video games. Sometimes you just want to sit down on a nice comfy sofa and play some video games and relax.
There you go.
PC, sometimes you get that, but it's just not as comfortable.
Yeah, like
maybe it's just my desk area, but you know.
Yeah, like
it's nice to just press it on button, put a disc in, and then you're playing within 10 seconds.
Yeah.
PC, you have to press it in, load up Windows, and then because you're going computer, you know, you just go on internet, check Facebook, Twitter. It's just if you want a full game.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, like. I don't think there's any master race, to be honest. I think people prefer one or the other. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Who really gives a shit?
Opinions. For the opinions, what you don't like. If you mind PC over PS4, fine, go with you. If you mind PS4 over PC, oh, cool, go with you.
Yeah, and then you get the saddos who are like, oh no, I'm complete console. Like, there's this game I really want to buy on the PC, but I'm all console, so I'm not getting it. Like, shut up.
If I had money, I'd buy Xbox One tomorrow, just because I want to play Forza Horizon 2 so much. Forza Horizon 1 was such a good experience and play game, and I really want to play that game, which I'm going to get to play in like a week, yay. That's one of my top games I want to play at Eurogamer. But I ain't got money to buy an Xbox One, so I'm not.
Exactly. I've said this point before. If I was a millionaire, the first few things that I buy is the best PC in the world, Xbox One, PS4, and an ice cream van.
Fuck it. I'd even buy a Wii.
Yeah. For Super Mario Smash Brothers.
Playing Mario Kart with your brothers was so fun.
Yeah.
And your sister enjoys Mario Kart as well, doesn't she, Connor?
Oh yeah. She went mental. So, George, would you say that it's becoming more common, this kind of thing, that not allowing we won't say PC reviews, not allowing kind of reviews to come out before release? It's more common now than what I'm not saying.
It's not common, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It's not common, but it's happening more occasionally. And it was quite a reason. I'm not saying Shadow of Mordor is like this, because we don't. Warner Brothers games are normally quite good with this, but with games like such as EA and all that, they can't really. They're rushing year after year. Games might not be top notch.
Yeah.
So they can't risk getting bad reviews.
Yeah, because a bad review.
If what are you more likely, buy a game where it's got bad reviews or nothing really said about it?
Exactly. Like you'll get your group of confirmed purchases. Like if you're watching this video, you're probably a confirmed purchase for Shadow of Mordor. You'll probably hear like, yeah, what's new? Like we're definitely buying this game. But there is a hell of a lot of people out there, the majority of people that are keeping an eye on this game, should I buy it, should I not? I'm on the fence, and if they get like, say like a couple of bad reviews for the PC, and they're getting it on the console, they'll be like, oh, that means the console version's bad.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned earlier why it will be happening.
Yeah, exactly. So
if playing PC, quite PC reviewers, because the tech they have is incredible. Like Total Biscuit for one. Do you know who TB is?
I know who Total Biscuit is, and he's good mates with Angry Joe.
And it's like he's probably the most famous game reviewer on the internet. Everyone knows who Total Biscuit is, or if you watch YouTube videos. And he's a huge PC gamer, and he gets everything on PC review code. And if he's got a potential, he's got a channel what can potentially kill a game.
Yeah.
It's happened, but time after time, that he's killed games because they're not good. He's always made games. PewDiePie's done it as well. PewDiePie made like Skate 3. Did you hear about this? What happened to Skate 3?
What happened?
PewDiePie played, and after they enjoyed it so much, those people started playing it, and it got to a stage because the game was like 4 years old. That there were not enough copies of the disc out that they had to go back into production and make more discs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No one, I don't think, if you went 7 years ago, these random media or people on the internet speaking can make an influence in the game. People can't risk sending out review code of a PC port, which is bad because it could potentially ruin them.
Yeah,
it's like the same. Like imagine get this. There's a part do media like trust most. What do they like to go to? The bottom is the good old-fashioned magazines and articles.
I've seen it on Inside Gaming.
And top is YouTube videos.
Yes, I've seen that episode.
Yes, it is. YouTube's insane and can make a big game. And if Shadow Model released that big bad PC port game, it might not give a light on how good the game is.
Yeah.
And it could send away people who want to buy the Xbox One and PS4 versions, which could be the best game this year. I'm not saying I'm backing them up for releasing a bad PC port, because they should be trying to fix that. Hopefully they fix it with a patch or something, but you know, what happens. But
yeah.
They can't.
Exactly, yeah. You can't, yeah. You
get bad reviews. Don't need to get less soft copies, which means less money, which means less of a chance of a sequel.
Exactly, and to be honest, I think if you're going into game development where you're going to put a game on all three, on console and PC, you've got to put your heart into one. Like, you can't.
No, I would agree with you to a certain extent, but some games do well. Like GTA 5 have done it really weirdly. They've done it with Xbox 360 and PS3. I wouldn't call the PS4 and Xbox One a remake of the original GTA, because these PC and Xbox One have been developing for 5 years.
Yeah.
I just think they wanted to make the game so good. It's not a remake, it's a continuation of making the game.
But personally, I think GTA kind of backs my point. Personally, I think they were so concentrated on the console to bring that out that they had that on the PC. Well, that's not coming out till February, is it? It's not coming out till February, the PC.
No, January 17th.
So, yeah.
But I'd rather honestly have a game what is more polished and runs on the PC. Because like GTA 5 is the day one buy for me on my PS4, and there's no doubt about that. But PC, I'm tempted because all my mates in my IT class, my nerdier mates, all will be playing it, and they're such a laugh. So I don't know, it's fun, but some games, I see what games are concentrated. FIFA's going to concentrate on consoles. Skyrim was concentrating on PC, with consoles doing quite well, but still, it's weird. But some games always do better on one platform. I actually agree with you now. I don't think I'm trying to think of a game that's done equally well on both. Watch Dogs didn't do that well on PC, did well on consoles.
Oh no, I don't mean well. I mean I think Skyrim did.
Performance-wise, I mean performance.
Performance. Oh, right, I think meant sales-wise. Sales-wise, Skyrim I'd say was equal on both.
PC's over talk about miles now.
Oh yeah, I know, but in the first year.
Yeah, in first year, yeah, definitely about equal. Destiny, that me, big releases. Assassin's Creed always better on people.
Exactly. I think we should go on to the next bit of news.
Take you right for now.
But first, I just want to say that if you are kind of like a person that cares about this game a lot and cares about how many he's caring about the series in the long run and how well it's gonna do, and the longevity of the game, like me and George are, like we're at the top, like we've gone past like wanting the game to be good to kind of really caring about the game. Then I think I only see this as good news, to be honest. I think like you can say it's bad in the product, but I think if you're not going to see any bad reviews before release, it's going to do well for sales, and then possibly a sequel afterwards. Whereas I think if you did it like the points we've just been saying, well, if you're a PC player, then you can see this as bad news.
Yeah, it's like, for example, I don't know if this is going to work. It's like your son, but it's a striker, and you know he's a good striker, but
yeah,
but the match the time Skype's there to watch your son play, your man just put him like mid, you're like shit.
exactly.
No. It's like that. You're like my son's not going to do that well there,
and then they get a false impression of him.
Exactly. A bad impression on the scout, and the scout doesn't pick him up, and then end of career.
Exactly. So we'll go on to the next bit of news where there is a sale. We'll talk about the Green Man Gaming version first. There's a sale to buy the PC version of Shadow of Mordor.
By the way, we forgot the contradicting with parts part.
No, we said that before.
Did we?
Yeah, and you said you were looking through the report, but we said that a bit ago. We said about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, I just.
Your memory is poor. So there is a sale to buy the PC version of Shadow of Mordor on Green Man Gaming for $37, which is 22 British pounds. And the way you do this, on GameBundle.com, there is a code to get that you copy and paste into Green Man Gaming Redeemer code, and then you can get Shadow of Mordor for $37
and
on the PC.
I think these codes are trying what's it called? Not region locked. So UK people, I think you'll be able to use it too as well, because I'm sure those people do that. And
yeah.
I think I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me. Look on search. Can you buy American Steam games in the UK, and then that will tell you.
Yeah, this is going on all the way till the release date. So yeah, you can buy that if you want. And there's on Steam. Do you want to go with the Steam, George?
The Steam. On this report I was watching, I can't think of the website. I'll try and
reading
it kind of, because there was yesterday we originally recorded, but it failed because kind of had to go, and then audio cut out a couple of times. It was not a good, pleasant experience for you guys to listen to.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much it says that that if you are in the UK and you want to buy on PC, hey, it's a benefit for PC gamers. You can buy the game on the 30th of September. 4 days earlier than on any other platform.
Oh, in Europe, it's the American release date.
American in Europe for PC. So you console guys, you're gonna have to wait, but you know it's easy to distribute the software. This non-hardware copies, because all we have to do is go Steam, put it on, and they go okay. Well, copies we have to send out disc copies around the world and stuff. So I can understand it that way, but. You know, it's a silver lining in a cloud. Is that what is it? What's the saying?
Every cloud has a silver lining.
See, so you get the bad no review copy, but you get the game earlier and cheaper.
Yeah, so that's So like, if you're a PC gamer, you can go crazy about that. If you're a console gamer, just only 4 days later. So, oh, and by the way, the on Steam, the actual game for if you're going to buy the game on Steam is £29.99. And if you're going to buy the full Ultimate Edition with all the new stuff with the Season Pass, absolutely everything, then it's £55. Then it's £50. It's 10% off just this weekend from £55.
Also, you can do Green Man Gaming.
Exactly.
Is that for the Ultimate full game, or is that for the?
That's just for the normal game and the pre-order bonus of a rune.
So yeah.
So you can get the full bonus edition, but you can pay an extra few pounds to get it that way, and I still think it would end up being cheaper than the Steam version. So yeah, do it if you do it that way. So next up in the news, there is a couple of interviews. There is pretty much nothing new, as these are kind of more entertainment and business platforms to go through. Entertainment and business kind of not platforms, kind of magazines or websites. So the kind of questions I was asking is stuff that we've known now for months, like the Nemesis system and going through different features of the Wraith mode. So, but one kind of little feature that I pointed out in the interview with businessfinancialpost.com was when I was talking about the development and kind of the business of the game pre-release, and there was nothing really exciting. But one thing that we found out is that the game was originally going to be an orc hunting game with no wraith mode, no nemesis system, and no in-depth story.
Which could have been disastrous for the company. They may release that for 5 or something, and I still probably won't be happy with that.
It's probably like a small game. You know, in a small game that you flick onto for like half an hour and go like, I've had enough. Let's move on.
Indie games who are produced by 2 men have more content than that.
Exactly.
And I can get for 10 hours.
Yeah, you said, but you did.
Wow, I'm an American root.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. It could have been disastrous for the company. Now they've got to stop.
Yeah. So like they did originally say that. Yeah, they did originally say though in the interview that they kind of got the ideas up quickly that there was going to have that when they decided to have the world in Lord of the Rings, got the permission to do it. The story kind of opened up a hell of a lot more and had the ideas of doing a ranger and everything.
Originally, they weren't allowed. They was not going to use any law or anything.
No, it was just going to be a kind of a guy running around in Mordor killing orcs.
That would have been dire.
Yeah.
Well, never know. It might have been good, but it would have been dire.
Well, compared to what we're having now,
like
it would be dreadful.
It would be 9% dreadful, 9% chance of being dreadful, 10% chance of being an okay game.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been like a nice game. But if it was £40, I definitely would not have bought it. But yeah, they said
the series wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have 201.
Exactly.
Beef videos.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'd be a very different channel, and there'd be no. Then they say the ideas of like having 2 kind of characters into one kind of come about, and that developed, and then they had an idea of a nemesis system, and they just made it like more and more the game that it.
I can imagine
they've been today.
Okay, let's just do this game, right? It's a job, it's getting money. And then on the line, they're like, oh my god, this game's gonna be so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited to make this game and release it, kind of thing. Then
yeah.
The developers were getting more happier to be on the job and more excited to be on the job and develop this game because they. That started probably like, okay, let's just do this, get money, paycheck, let's earn a living.
Yeah.
And turn to like, then it's like their game.
Yeah, what I bet happened was that it was that we'll make it like the game probably like got licensing from Lord of the Rings to say that it was in Mordor, and then the Lord of the Rings kind of name, like New Line Cinema must have gone to one of those games and gone like, yeah, you can kind of have the full, you can kind of do whatever you want, mainly because that Warner Bros have a big stake in the Lord of the Rings franchise. And then there would have been like, oh, we can do whatever we want with this Lord of the Rings game. And then Warner Brothers games would have probably then go to Monolith, make a good Lord of the Rings game, don't just do an orc hunting game. And then they would have developed and made it unique with the Nemesis system and a completely different take and got all the lore behind it like it has. And yeah, that's why I think this game's kind of gone big. So whenever they get asked again why Lord of the Rings, like they've been asked 20,000 times by every single interview, it seems to be crammed in this world. Well, I think that's pretty much a good answer. If it wasn't for Lord of the Rings, the game wouldn't be anything like it is.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, so we'll go into the final interview of the news with Entertainment Weekly, and there is literally absolutely nothing new in this, other than they asked the question, what was your favourite tactic to kill an orc? And he said he gets one of his flaming arrows, shoots one of his orc minions, sets him on fire, and makes him run at the enemy to get all the other people on fire.
Which could be good. When I first heard this yesterday, I was pissing myself because I remember watching a video when we first saw someone.
The pre-alpha video.
Yeah, of one walking on, it was like freaking the fuck out because he's on fire.
Yeah, Talion throws him into the fire, and it's like, I'm on fucking fire! He's running away.
I know you're in control of the goblin. I can just imagine him walking into fire, standing there for a couple of seconds, and walking with a badass walk, with a stern look into other orcs' eyes while they have fear.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
the shit.
Yeah, and
if they do it right, they seem to have a little bit of humour in this game, which is always a nice sort of thing to come across.
Yeah, like it's good to have small traits of humour. Yeah. Like, we're not talking human like freaking Saints Row, but we're talking like little segments that are kind of
Which
and
makes-
enjoyment.
And when you play the game, you're like, this is dark story. But now when you see that funny thing, you pause the game and go, that was cool, that was good, I like that, and then go back to the dark story. Okay.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of like little moments that add to that segment of fun. It's like when you're killing people for the first time in the combat. Loads of people are going to be like going, "Whoa, oh my god, he just chopped his head off," and that kind of thing. So. Yeah, like there's definitely a hell of a lot of tactics to kill enemies. My favourite one that I've seen so far is that there's an orc on the side of the cliff and he just does a back kick, and then the orc just flies off and he's just wailing guys like "fuck me." Yeah. So yeah, good tactics, and I'll definitely be giving that one a shot. Well, I'll send this question to you, George. What tactic can you see yourself being your favourite?
Connor, you know me. Connor, if anyone of you have got previous, you know, through stories of ESO, through other games, I'm a guy who likes going all guns blazing and makes it difficult for myself. That is me. I make things difficult for myself. Like, you could easily just go through this 8 levels the easiest fucking way by just doing a bit of stuff. I'm like, fuck this shit. Let's get as many on way as possible. And we get 50 people.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm sorry. Can't change me. No, I mean, I will do self if I struggle too much and I have to get permission.
Yeah, well, with me, I will establish my links, like getting a shit ton of orcs on my side, and playing a lot of Civ 5 recently has made me want to set up my own army against another orc army and watch them battle it out for a bit. And then just as the army's getting low, I'll jump in and finish it off, and I'll be like, boom!
Sure, I dream about this. I just had deja vu. I'm sure this was you said that in a dream about Civ 5 and using tactics. Fuck me, I freak me out. Okay.
Yeah. So, tactics are the way to go for me. I love the tactics. I love tactics. Tactics are great. So, we will go into our questions for this week from our fellow Degorans.
Let me
Do you want to...
because, yep. Yeah,
Have you got them up, George?
Yes, I've got them up now. Wait. Sorry, I've got a bit of code, guys. Yes, on my 18th birthday. I know it sucks. So, Okoa.
Eduardo Okoa. Another guy he come from last week. What a guy.
Was it him who told us he found it funny how to say our name? It wasn't it?
Yeah.
He still replied how to say his name.
He did. He said he's like Eduardo.
But it's not that we struggle with. It's the last one.
Well, Okoa.
Oh, was it?
No, because she was like Eduardo, and then I was like, it's Eduardo, and then he was like, oh, no, he spelled Eduardo, and I was like, it's Eduardo, and then he put a message, and he's like, ha ha ha, George, you spelled it wrong, and then was like, how do you say it? And he was like, Eduardo. So yeah, go ahead.
Probably for you, Connor, because this is nothing to do with me, and I can't answer it. Can you name some creatures and monsters from the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit books that should and must appear? Question mark, question mark.
Well, what must appear is orcs. If they don't, imagine if they had a game now, and didn't have any orcs in it. After all the shit that they've advertised, they were like, no, but what? There's orcs in this game. Who told you that? Yeah. So orcs is one. Vargs is one that kind of. I wouldn't say must. It kind of should be in the game. You could maybe say.
Stop you here because you're saying once people know already in the game. What?
Yeah, but like I'm trying. Well, maybe. It depends, because like it depends on the time period that you kind of look. If maybe towards the end of the game, you could maybe say an Oliphant could maybe sneak in there. Do you know what? No, do you know what?
No.
The maze, Joe, it's like a massive elephant,
Okay.
like a really big elephant.
What's it called?
It's kind of an Oliphant.
That made me laugh because it's just how close it is to elephant.
Google it. You will not be laughing.
Okay, well, how do you spell it? Right.
Just go for your best shot, and it'll be on there.
Oliphant.
Maybe they should be in there. There's some weird sea creatures. I'm not sure in like all of the names that kind of could appear around the Sea of Nirn area. I'm trying to answer the question, George, and you're there interrupting me.
Just
go
movies? For it. Oh,
yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, war elephants. Yeah, so
Can you imagine trying to battle one of them fuckers?
Well, Legolas brought one down on his own. And then Gimli said that still only counts as one. Inside joke.
Okay.
Inside joke for all the Lord of the Rings fans, because if you've seen it, because they always have killing competitions, and then Legolas brings it down, and then he just goes, and then Gimli's there, and then he looks at him and he goes, that still only counts as one. Yeah. So it kind of should appear. Well, it's kind of some of the weird kind of like sea fishy monstrous creatures that are kind of there. there's not that much written about Mordor in this kind of time frame. Like, we don't know what it's like. It's kind of past the days of old where it's kind of really gloomy, really disgusting, really bad, and it's kind of in this era where it's transforming, and I can't exactly give a confirmed answer because Tolkien didn't really write a lot about this time. And I did try doing some research on what kind of creatures were living in Mordor, and they are using their minds, Monolith, to kind of, I think they'll be slipping a few in.
This is why they've chosen the time period, because there's not much written about it, so they can make a bit of their own story.
Exactly. So, do you want to go next question?
Good old-fashioned, the legend of our channel, Growing the Great.
What a guy. What a guy.
What are your plans for the last episode? It will be a sad day, ... This was like all So Weekly. God, is like, is ours.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, this is a 9-month journey that we've been going on. Sorry?
9 months of our channel, 7 months of doing SOM Weekly.
No, we started in the beginning of February. So it's going to be 9 months when the last episode comes out.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
9 months of doing one series. It's crazy. And like the last episode, we'll be talking about what's going down with the game, what we'll be kind of doing, what the futures will be. I think will be mainly community based. We'll be kind of appealing for a lot of questions that episode.
We are replacing this, even though it's sad to say goodbye, but we will replace them with this with a different game, which will be released on our last episode.
Yeah,
we will like that.
Yeah, we won't decide till then, and then well, Lord of the Rings will still be around. The Law series will really be kicking on then, because once George has got this new editing software, well, not software, new technique kind of mastered from his brother, then we'll kind of be kicking on with that. And
I'll start editing on Monday. It's a bit hard for me to edit in the next 2 days.
Hard. Oh yeah, but like, and then I'll be writing them in a different way. I'm going to be writing them more story based, which is also revision for my English. So yeah, it's going to be quite sad, and yeah, we'll be doing any questions, not just something to do with Shadow Mordor, but any questions about whatever.
It kind of hit me though, because when we was watching ESO Weekly, it was hard. It was like, this is the last episode of watching Shuddercast do ESO.
Yeah, each week.
This is what he's experiencing with us. It's weird.
It is, but
I know someone's getting a bit emotional. Like, we're going to stop this series.
Yeah, but I would like to say though that if you are following Shadow of Mordor, I've got a strong feeling that a lot of you like open world games, and we do another open world game on this channel, which is The Witcher Weekly, and I actually think a lot of you already watched that, so we'll still be around, and we'll talk about Shadow Mordor a lot in the month after release. Like, we'll be doing a special episode of Shadow of Mordor Weekly a month,
and I'll be streaming constantly throughout gameplay game.
A month after release, I'll give a bash at streaming. I'm going to up my streaming intake from Shadow Mordor release onwards, and there'll be review. I'll do a review. George will probably do a short review. I was about to say that I'll do kind of like going in depth. I'll do a quick 3-minute like, this does well, this does well, this does well, this well. I'll try it. Yeah,
and kind of like, this does that well.
Yeah, and there could also be something to do with written things that will be released in the coming weeks. Tease.
What?
Should we? Yeah, I've just informed George of what it actually is.
Because it's been a long day. I've had family round down.
So yeah, like I
do know what it is now, and it's a big project by my side actually as well.
Yeah, which will be done by, well, completed by, well, not completed, but like added into by both of us, kind of developed by the two.
Yes,
because George is techie, George does tech.
Expect a couple of months of that possibly, because it's a long project and it takes quite a while to make it well.
So yeah,
I'm still learning the thing of it.
Let's not tease too much, George. Let's go into the next question.
The guy after this, I'm just gonna hate it. But this guy, Fernando Gomez, will there be Spanish subtitles?
Well, the game will be in Spanish, Italian, Russian, Norwegian, and French. Oh, and German. but Spanish subtitles, I'm not sure. Like, if you get the copies in one of them countries, then you'll be able to get your subtitles like that.
I
But
heard, I think I know what this
it's
might
most
it
likely
might
it'll
be in
be there.
Spanish, it might be dubbed over in Spanish, but the Sky Play wants it to be English with Spanish subtitles.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure, to be honest. Like,
Not 100% sure. Sorry about that guy.
yeah, like there might be an option. Like, if you go in the options, then click subtitles, and then maybe you know toggle across different languages. I'm not too sure. But
Okay. Now,
yeah, apology for not knowing that.
okay. I'm sorry, but I cannot say your name. Nikiolt?
I think it's Likiolt.
Nikiolt is Russian. No. Hello guys, I am Russian, but I put this in question in English for you. That makes me laugh. It's like, it's been nice to us, like, just send him a question in Russian and just let him try.
Yeah.
I think Glenn Ray asked you this question a couple of months ago, but if the game had a sequel, what would you want the game to be like? I don't think he has asked us that question before, Glenn. Great.
We have had that question before, because I remember saying the Undying Lands, and you said you didn't know.
I still don't know. Kind of.
Mirkwood would be a good choice. Like the forest there, I think that would be a really good game. Because do you know that forest, George, has got really weird, it's got massive spiders and a lot of real.
Yeah. The Last Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good place to have it. Or the Etten Moors, where it's kind of like the dark ancient magical past, and then you could really kind of open up magic more and like more Wraith abilities, because that's kind of where the Nazgul are, and they could do a really good story with that. I think there's different options they could take, to be honest, and yeah, I'd love it to be a series, and like, but I'm still going to stick to my guns, Undying Lands all the way.
Yep. So that's the question. As to say, I can't put any input, but I'm not enough of a lore guy yet. You know.
Yeah.
Stephen Gray, if you might come back player. Do you think SOM should come one of the best? Could have one of the best combat systems in a game?
Do you want to go, George? Because you have stated that you're a fan of combat.
I am a very fan. When it comes to combat, I want a bit of a challenge, but I want fluidity. There's multiple guys around. Assassin's Creed well has done this well, but very difficult. Not bad. When you switch from that guy off, when you quickly turn without like any dragging motion or anything.
Yeah.
When you finish that guy off too, it's the coolest feeling ever. And the fact that I've seen this in Shadow Mordor makes me really excited. And I've seen we'll get combat and we'll get to play it on the 28th, 2 days before it comes out. Yep. And you know, hopefully it'll be good. And I'm expecting it could be one of the better combats in game. But it's hard to live up to because there's many great combats. But you know.
Oh yeah, like personally, what I've seen, it definitely looks one of the most fluid combat systems of what I've ever seen. It looks extremely easy to kind of switch from abilities to abilities, and kind of it doesn't look clunky. Do you know, like sometimes there's like a pause and then it does the animation.
Yeah, that's what one thing I really want to get one in the game, and I like in the game when the game's fluid.
Exactly, like it's not going to be like your classic army combat system, like fighting combat system, like you're getting your Assassin's Creed or like with your classic weapons. It's got really cool magical elements to it that open up as you go along, and it's used alongside with the attribute and skill system, which I'm going to go. I think it could be. I don't know about all time, but I think probably not all time, but this year I think it could be probably the best combat system in a game.
Yep. So next question, because I clicked off it there. Mark, good old Mark. Hey guys, been gone a while, but still watching. Do you think that SOM have put all their eggs in one basket with the Nemesis system? I'm going to go first because sometimes I like doing this sometimes.
But first, can I just chip in?
Yeah.
What a great question! I love this question. What a question!
It's hard. I think I'm going to have to go with no, because the combat we've seen is amazing, which is linked to the Nemesis system. And the Nemesis system is amazing. But recently we have been seeing the story, the development, the voice actors and everything else. And the kind of, yes, Nemesis is one of the main talking points. And the reason why that is because it's different.
Yeah.
Everyone knows about combat, everyone knows about story. But no one's going to buy a game because, people can buy the game because it's got a good story, obviously. But it captures people's eyes when they've done something different. And that's
exactly.
They've gone, oh, look at this Nemesis system, never done before in a game. Look at this. And that's why they've done it. But it's not on basket. It's just that because it's different and unique. But the storyline looks amazing, the combat looks amazing, the area, the scenery, and everything else looks amazing. So I'd have to disagree with you.
Personally, with me, like, I think advertising wise, I think is expected that they're going to be going all out with the Nemesis system. Like you said, George, it sets the game apart from other games. Like, there's no other game that I can think of that is in a hierarchy system to control and manipulate the sociology of that area. Like, it's unique. I don't think there's a game that's done this in this way done anything like this before.
There's big games with hierarchy, but to an extent of Shadow Mordor, like Need for Speed Most Wanted original, you've got up the hierarchy by rating other people and getting up the leaderboard kind of thing. But that's nowhere near what Shadow Mordor is doing, and it's
because in Shadow Mordor you're not in that hierarchy. You're manipulating the actual hierarchy.
So yeah, it's totally different. It's unique, and I don't think it's ever been done in a game.
Exactly. So it's going to catch people's attention, and then when they'll look into it, like there has been, I think, too much on the kind of advertising side of the Nemesis system. I think other areas could have maybe also been advertised. I think the rune system could maybe got more into depth into that a bit more than what they have done. I think that's a cool system that they've got, but they haven't really gone into it a whole bunch. But when it comes down to the game, I don't think they have. I think now that they've started showing more story videos, behind the scenes videos, I think they've got the heart set on the story that they've got, especially with video game actors like Troy Baker in there. I don't think they definitely can say that, to be honest. And yeah, like, but when it comes down to advertising, I can see kind of where you're coming from. Like, every game's got the selling point. Every game has got something that they're kind of focusing on that's maybe been different than what they've had before in a series, or what's new compared to other games. Like with this game, this is the first one in a possible series. They're making it and going like, oh, this is different than what you normally used to playing, and then every game is like, oh, that looks cool, and then so they're obviously going to advertise it. But yeah, it's a good question. I do like this kind of term of debate question.
So that's the end of the community segment, I believe.
Yeah, should we kind of inform the casual viewers of SOM Weekly what we will be doing in 2 days' time?
A week's in 2 days' time we'll be ESO, no, EGX. So we'll be playing with ESO, new game. What's it called? We built early. Sorry, I forgot the bloody name of the title there. It's on there, like I said before. So we'll be doing a special podcast for all EGX games we've been played. Don't worry, we'll be doing a bog standard Shadow Mordor episode. Well, our last ever normal.
It's not bog standard. It will be ultimate epic Shadow of Mordor.
It's our last news episode, wasn't it? And we've got one more episode after that for results. So that will be our last opinions of what game we played early. We will be able to give you what it's like game before it early come out. So like little 10 minutes, 5 minutes of what we played. We'll tell you about what we think. If we get an interview with any guy in, which is a big hope, but you never know, it might happen. If Andy Salisbury's there, I think we're hooked.
Yeah, it would be like, Tagora TV, I love you guys, and then we'll be like, we love you, and then we'll have an interview. Then we'll just be there all day, and we'll be laughing in the sunset, and then we'll go outside and have a picnic.
So that will be happening. Like I said, especially Eurogamer, the episode on the.
It'll probably most likely be the Tuesday.
Tuesday, so the 1st.
Yeah.
And
no, it'll be the 30th of September.
30th, and then we'll have a special. We'll have a normal epic Shadow Mordor, as well as a normal 2 other series as Uncharted, because Uncharted will be back that week as well.
Yeah. So and the way the podcast is going to be shown is that when we play the game, George or me will whip out the phone, and then we'll be like, yeah, this game.
Yeah. So
and we'll be talking. We'll say if we like it or not. We'll finish the recording, and then we'll go back to us in the studio, and then we'll be like, I
might hit put that. Back to you, George, in the studio.
Yeah.
Thank you, George, at Eurogamer. That was a great report you did there, but
Yeah, and then
and I know the truth.
Yep, and then we'll be talking, going like, oh yeah, this game was good because, and we'll go more in depth because, like George made the perfect point. When you've done something when you say something straight after you played the game, your opinions are going to be different than when you've thought about it a bit. Because we won't have time to have thought about it. We'll just got it out and go, yeah, this game was good because of this. And then we'd put it back and then go like, yeah, that was good. But at the end of the day, we like this, we didn't like this. And we talk about it for about 10-15 minutes. Some games like Shadow Mordor and probably Far Cry I'll probably talk about longer. But yeah, it's going to be a good episode. I'm really excited for that podcast. Actually, I'm as excited for that podcast as I am for the actual going down there. So
yeah,
that's kind of what's coming up, and then yeah, this series will be ending, but Uncharted will be coming back weekly. Will be not changed from bi-weekly to weekly at the end of the year, as more news will be coming out, and then we'll have The Witcher. That will be staying that until release on February the 24th. So yeah, sad days.
So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think it's been a pretty good one, to be honest. I think it's one of our top 5% of our videos.
Yeah, it's been a good video.
So yeah, like, comment,
subscribe, and donate. So also, subscribe to Jonathan Gorans. Goodbye.